Good morning, student. As earlier I told about the village of the Palampur, and I have told the various agricultural facilities of the Palampur, how the agricultural facilities has been created in the Palampur, and how the various types of chemical fertilizers and pesticides used to increase the fertility of the soil to grow the more crops. Now today I will tell the various HIV seed high yielding variety seeds through which the more and more crops are grown in the Palampur. As the farmers of the Punjab and the Haryana and the western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try out the modern method in the India. These are the states, means the Punjab, Haryana, and the western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try to modern farming methods are used by these states to increase the fertility of the soil. And farmers in these regions set put the tubers for irrigation and made the use of the HIV seeds, chemical fertilizers, and the pesticides in the farming. Some of them bought from the machinery like tractors and threshers, which made the plowing and the harvesting faster. It means that in these from these state various types of equipments are used to increase the fertility of the soil, so the plants grow and grow more in the Palampur. And the Palampur yield of the wheat grown from traditional varieties were 1300 kg per hectare, and with the high yielding variety seeds the yield went to 3200 kilogram per hectare. And there was a very increase in the production of the wheat, and the farmers now had the greater amounts of the surplus wheat to sell in the markets. It means that with the help of the high yielding variety seeds, the various crops are grown in the Palampur, and the agricultural facilities are also good in the Palampur. These fertilizers, when the fertilizers are used in the Palampur, then the fertility of the soil has been good, and through which the more and more crops are grown in the Palampur. And due to the more crops, the farmers of the Palampur get the more profit in the Palampur, and agricultural facilities are good in the Palampur. Now we will tell about how the land is sustained, what are the sources of irrigation in the Palampur, and what kinds of farming methods are used in the Palampur. See how the lands are sustained. Sustained means how the lands are used. As you know that the lands are the natural resource, and it is necessary to be careful in its use. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused in the natural resource, and in many years green revolution associated with the loss of soil fertility due to the increased use of the chemical fertilizers. As you know that when we use the more and more crops, more and more chemical fertilizers, then what happens, when we use the chemical fertilizers, the soil fertility of the soil has been declined. Also the continuous use of the underground water for the tubular irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground. And when we use the more and more water, the water level of the ground is also been declined, it is need to secure our land. It is need to secure our land, so that the land can be further used for the another purposes. Once environmental resources like soil fertility, underground water are built over the many years, and due to this, the once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. It means that when the land facility has been destroyed, it is difficult to recover. It is difficult to recover as soon as. So we have to use our land so carefully, so that our land can be also used for the further purposes. Next lecture I will tell you about the next thing about the development of the agriculture, how it is created in the Palampur. Okay, thank you.